so good, it feels so good. Oh my, gonna make my move. I'm all in, got nothing to lose. Oh my, gonna shake it off. It ain't no thing, it ain't no thing. Oh my, doing what I want. Gonna do my thing, do my thing. Way up high and take it low. I'm feeling right from head to toe. Light it up and let it roll. Here I go. Are you ready? Ready to go? Are you ready? Ready for more? Are you ready? Ready for me? Oh my, you ready? Ready or not, we're going. And I can't stop, are you ready? Ready for me? Oh my, oh my. Gonna hit it big. I got my eyes on the prize. Oh my, gonna spin the wheel, cash it in and roll the dice. Oh my, it's a thing of gold. All I do is win, all I do is win. Oh my, no one ever fold. Start it up, let the game begin. Way up high and take it low. I'm feeling right from head to toe. Light it up and let it roll. Here I go. Are you ready? Ready to go, are you ready? Ready for more, are you ready? Ready for me? Oh my, you ready? Ready or not, we're going. And I can't stop, are you ready? Ready for me? Oh my, oh my. Are you ready? Are you ready? Ready for me? Are you ready? Are you ready? Ready for me? Are you ready? Are you ready? Ready to go? Are you ready? Ready for more? Are you ready? Ready for me? Oh my, you ready? Ready or not, we're going. And I can't stop, are you ready? Ready for me? Oh my, oh my. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Yeah, what if it was just like a...
I ain't no altar boy. I ain't no yes man. No, no. You ain't no God of mine. No, I don't need your blessings to save me. Well, you thought that I was done.
circus, trying hard to keeping up with the Joneses. Everything is kind of trouble and purpose, and you're lying in a bed of roses. I never dreamed of getting in the action. Life moves with all the surprises. I never tell the chemical reaction. It comes down to this: you're gonna be a tough act to follow, and you better believe it. Just take a bite and see that it's gonna be too much to swallow. You better believe it. Yeah, I got one more trick, but you're gonna be a tough act to follow, to follow. You're gonna be a tough act to follow, to follow. Oh, I feel I like the way I got up from the start. I was under pressure.
Yo!
Uh-oh. Are you there,
I
Stephanie?
missed it.
There you go.
I
You
was
missed
too
it.
late.
Oh, you missed it.
Yo.
Oh,
I
yo.
usually do it as an oi, so I did it for you. Don't worry.
Wait, and Jason, I
Hey,
think
next time.
whatever microphone you had, I think it cut out. So during the yo. So
During the yo, so
yeah, I think it was too. It peaked and clipped, and
Uh,
that's all right. That's
well,
all right.
it's a mobile rig. Yeah, we're in Germany.
That's it.
There are sound laws here apparently
Yeah.
that govern. our
no
ability.
yo.
Yeah,
Was that GDPR
No
kicking
yo.
in?
I think it might be.
Oh. All right. Welcome, everyone. Wednesday live stream for Build. So I want to welcome Stephanie
Thursday.
Bruno.
It's Thursday.
Well, it's
Thursday.
for you. Yeah, it's Wednesday in the proper states. So I want to welcome Stephanie, though. First time on the live stream. Thank you so much for joining us. It's amazing.
Thank you so much for inviting me. This is so fun already.
yeah,
It's been a great time.
Oh, amazing. And then we've also got Jason Himmelstein and John White out in Germany at it was European Collab Summit is what you're at, right?
You got it.
Right.
That's it. So they are staying up late, of course, with all the build activity and whatnot going on. So appreciate you both taking the time and bringing the setup with you so you can join in the executive lounge at the hotel. It's amazing.
We were very fortunate that Hilton agreed to co-sponsor for the evening. So we appreciate it.
It's
I think
official,
there's
right?
a real danger we'll be caught and thrown out of here. So
That's it. If it all cuts off at one point, you know what happens.
Yeah. So, well, then it'll just be me and Stephanie holding the fort. So, so that's all good.
That's
all
okay. I'm
That's
prepared
it.
for that.
That's
Don't
it.
worry. Plenty
Yes.
to talk about.
Yeah. Really? What? There's nothing going on though. What are we going to talk about? I don't know.
Something happened.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought we were just
I don't
hanging
know,
out.
yeah. Okay.
It's happy hour.
That's fun too.
Yes.
Stop error.
It is happy hour. So yes. Cheers.
Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, amazing. So we had a little announcement, Microsoft Fabric. I'm so happy. I think everyone is so happy to finally be able to talk about this. It's been in the making for a while now, and it's been hard to keep up with everything. Especially, I know Patrick's been talking about like all the videos and stuff, and we started doing the Synapse videos a while ago, and so that was part of the lead up to this. And he's like, I don't want to do this. I'm like, we're gonna redo it all once Fabric's out. It's okay. So I'm happy it's done. So with that, lots of good things. And I do apologize. Steph doesn't have the hoodie. I wasn't able to get her one for this event, so I'm sorry. And I know in the chat
But
earlier,
you'll send me one, right?
I will work on that. Yes.
That's good feedback.
I will work on that. Yes. It's in my backlog. I will work on it. I will work on that. I don't remember where I was going with that. The hoodies in the event earlier today, in the chat on the streams and internally at Microsoft, like everyone was pinging me going like, how do I get the hoodies? I'm like, it's not me. It's marketing. Like, you're talking to the wrong person. So Patrick and I happened to be out there last week to record all that stuff, and I told them, I'm like, look, do we have anything fabric related we can wear for the recording? And they had 2 of these, and we were able to come home with them. So that's how we got it. So you have to go to Redmond, folks. I'm sorry. That's what it is. So,
or know somebody who's coming to Germany from Redmond when you're going to be in Germany.
There you go. Yeah. That's how Jason and John got it. So shout out to Alex, and sorry for covering your face, guys. So he said, shout out to Guy in a Cube for making Build Week and today's events a blast for all us fabricators out there. Thank you, Alex.
Fabricators.
Yeah, he came up with that a while back. It was hilarious. So
he's going to make that a thing.
Doesn't that mean we're liars?
no, it means we're fabric enthusiasts.
I think you got to work in. It's magical. It's fabricadabra somewhere. Yeah.
Abracadabra. Okay.
Fabricadabra.
What do you think, Steph? What should it be called?
Well, I mean, I like it, but I was thinking maybe we're weavers. We're data weavers now.
Oh,
Huh?
That's there's
Because
something in
fabricator
that.
really does make it sound like we're lying.
I
with
know.
Data,
I
so
told
don't know
Alex
about
that too when he first came up with it, but
I mean, I like it, Alex. It's great.
Shannon's like
Quilters.
quilters. Yeah, but fabric's not
Quilters.
in that word though, right? So we're fabricators, like fabric's in there. So I don't know. And Leslie said, my thoughts exactly. Let's not give people more reasons to question data they disagree with. So any negative comments for fabricators goes to Alex. All positive comments will just come to all of us on the stream. So that's good. So cool. All right. So Fabric was announced. There's a lot of stuff in there. We've got another event tomorrow. So lots more sessions that are going to be played tomorrow on the YouTubes. But I want to go around. And so for Jason, John, Steph, like what was for what you know about Fabric so far, like what's the thing that's caught your eye? And please don't say Copilot. Besides Copilot, like what?
No danger here.
What has caught your eye? I'm going to start with Steph.
Okay, I mean, we'll have to dig into why you don't want to talk about Copilot later, I think.
No, because my assumption is everyone's going to pick Copilot, so I want to pick something else. That's my assumption.
It is pretty awesome.
I know.
It is pretty awesome. It's very hard to pick one, of course, obviously, because there's so much. And I also want to preface this by saying I think...
So it depends.
It depends.
Okay. We have so Steph, you're not aware of it. We have a thing on Guy in a Cube live stream. So anytime "it depends" is said, $1 goes into the "it depends" jar. Usually Patrick maintains that, but he's not here. And then at the end of the year, we put all that.
Say it's a drinking game.
Oh well, it's that too. We can do both. We can multitask. But at that point, at the end of the year, we take all that money and give it to charity. So.
That's way better than a drinking game. That's way more altruistic. I like that.
Yes, but we can do both. We can do both. So, okay.
Fine.
Continue.
It depends. Okay. So I think that you guys have been seeing this a lot longer than I have, so I'm more new to it. So that's the perspective I'm going to bring in here.
And I love that insight too.
All right, great. It's overwhelming for sure. I think, initially my reaction is, oh my gosh, how am I going to learn all this stuff? But you see one thing after another and you're like, this is the best thing I've seen. No, this is the best thing I've seen. I think the direct link thing is pretty cool. I don't get it all, but I think it's kind of amazing. However, when I saw the Git integration, I know that's one tiny thing, but
She's taking all of
awesome.
them now.
She's that excited.
Well, and there's more. And then I saw everything coming to Power
Wait,
BI.
there's more.
And so I don't know. It's hard to pick. So I guess if you're going to make me pick one, which is impossible because there's so much great stuff, I was pretty excited about the Git integration.
Yes.
Yes,
And
indeed. I mean,
in
it just works, it looks like.
Yes, it just works. In the event tomorrow, during Christian Wade and Zoe's session, they will look more at, so Rui's going to join them and talk more about the Git integration. So if you haven't seen it yet, definitely pay attention to that. So it's amazing.
Well, there was something I saw today, the Power BI tips guys, they did a whole thing on something with Christian and Zoe and Rui.
I was a little busy, so I didn't see that.
Okay. All right. Well, they talked
It's
about
possible.
it. And of course, yeah. So that's where I saw it.
Yeah.
And I thought that was very cool.
So the actual sessions that will be in the YouTube event, they're also on demand on Build's website. So you can technically go watch the session now if you want, but we're playing them all as part of the YouTube event. So my guess is they already watched it and we're talking about it.
I wondered why I couldn't find it. Okay, there you go.
All good. All good.
Well, yeah, so that was great to see. That's an awesome session. Highly recommend it.
Yes. And then, all right, we're going to go to John next. But before I go to you, John, so Chris Wagner, thank you for the super chat. He said, fantastic job, everyone at Microsoft on Fabric. Great work. Thank you so much. It was a big team that put all that together. So, all right, John. What's
okay? So I wanted to steal two right off the bat, but Stephanie stole my one, so I guess that's kind of fair. I want to go big and little. That's little. Like it's a specific thing, and if you're coming at it from Power BI, Direct Link really does have to be the one thing for me. That's just mind-boggling. Taking that storage out of the container basically and putting it in that open storage format. That's really, really cool. But if I can't have that one, I gotta say the thing that really got me was the vastness of the vision and the pulling together of all this stuff into that single user interface. The ability to just jump between different workloads, to be able to spin up a new Custo database, a new data pipeline, etc. Just by saying, I want a new data pipeline. I don't have to go and provision any of that stuff. I think that's awesome. So that's the other big thing. There are a million others, but I'll take those.
Yeah. I like it. I'll take it. Jason, what about you? You and I have been living this for a little while, so
yeah,
we're a little more intimate.
Yeah, I joined Microsoft, and instantly it's like, okay, and now it's this new thing.
Yeah, you're now aware of what's being worked on.
But I know this. But I know this other thing, and that's why. But this thing's really cool, and it spans.
I remember when you started. You were like, oh, dude.
The fire hose, for anybody who's a Pee-wee's Big Adventure fan, I definitely drank the fire hose pretty hardcore. But for me, because the Git integration one's already been taken, the OneLake one's already been taken. Direct Lake's already been taken. Yeah. And John even stole the 5 minutes to wow concept of the entirety. To be honest, the thing that got me with the very beginning with all of this was the promise of, no more spinning up, having to worry and going into Azure, and I need to spin up this storage account, I need to spin up that server, I need to spin up this thing, and I have to do all of this stuff, and then I need to figure out how to wire it all together, and can I make this work with that, and do all the permissioning and everything of that nature. It's one SaaS platform. It's we're getting to, and I believe that it was Amir put it in there. We're working towards one security. It's not quite there yet in the public preview, but when we get to that point between the SaaSification of the entirety of the platform and one security, to me that makes it so that you can now secure all of your assets and run all of your assets. It's fantastic.
Yes, I'm very much looking forward to that as well. All right, on my end, I'm going to say the new icon. No, I'm joking. So we do have a new icon though.
It's the stylized F.
That is the stylized F. It kind of looks like a P, but it's an F.
Yeah.
I know. I'm aware. I'm well aware.
So some of the things that Zoe will show tomorrow, if you don't sneak ahead and watch the session on demand, but like the vision part of that it blows my mind of what's coming there and what will be available. I don't want to give it away. I know that's kind of a tease. But I will say that when Patrick and I had to review all of that stuff last week when we were doing the recordings, and I wish we had set up a camera with like a reaction thing on it, because like we were both like, no way, like wait, what did they just do? Rewind that, and like we just kept doing that over and over again. It was amazing. So some of the things that will come for Power BI Desktop, I heard a lot of stuff in the chat earlier today about like, well, wait, why aren't this is all in the service? We're not seeing anything for Power BI Desktop. Tune in tomorrow on the YouTube, so you will see Again, it's like a vision thing, so it's not in like the May release. Which is available now, actually. If you go download from Microsoft Store, the May release of desktop is out. I didn't see the blog post yet, but it's out. The other thing I
talk about them. You won't even talk a little sneak peek.
So there's a bunch of cool things with DAX, not with like functions or anything, but like, so think of the formula bar. And how I know a lot of people have complained sometimes about the formula bar inside of Power BI Desktop. There's amazing things coming for that that will blow your mind, and it's amazing. And like being able to drill into things and inspect things, and it's bananas. I will share one thing. I will give away one thing. When you go to the model view, where you normally see like the fields and everything, there's a new tab there where you'll actually see like a different view of what's in there, and it actually shows calculation groups now. So you'll be able to see that.
Them in there?
You can, yeah. The editing part, I don't know. They didn't show that part, and I haven't seen it actually in a desktop. But you can at least view them. But the other things you can do with DAX authoring is just amazing. So you will like it. So the other thing I will say that I called out when I first saw this, I was just playing around internally on the Microsoft one, and I caught it. I'm like, whoa, wait, what was that? Is the multitasking capability, which hasn't really been talked about in the sessions. And I don't know if anyone else, so if you're in the chat and you know about the multitasking piece, if you found it, like put hashtag multitasking in the chat, or like, I don't know. I know Jason knows about it, but John or Steph, John, you probably know about it too, because you were at MVP Summit and they talked about it. But Steph, I don't know if you don't know about it. Do you want me to show it?
Shannon has the right comment here.
Yeah, why not? You're teasing the hell out of it. Why don't you show it?
Yeah. We all know most multitasking is not a real thing. All right, so let's head over to my desktop.
Just fast tasks with you.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go into a workspace, and so you'll see normally how you see your workspace down here, and you can do the workspace selection. So I'm gonna go into one report, and you'll see now report on the side there, and look at that. There's an X. What is that? Ooh, all right. Yeah. Well, that's cool. So now if I go back to the workspace, I still see that item there. Let me go to another report there. Oh, and now I see another item here. Look at this. And that's not what I wanted. So I see both reports there. So I can switch between those reports if they decide they want to load up. That's all right. Give it a second. They're not using DirectLink, so they're not like crazy fast. So give me some slack. And they're not even loading. They're not working. So
that's okay.
But that's okay. But the fact that I could like switch between these things, and then if I even go back and I say, hey, I want to go look at, I don't know if I have something else in here that's worth looking at. Let me go into a data mart. I don't know what this is going to do, so please be mindful. So now you see the data mart in there alongside of the reports, and I can switch in between those and just go.
That's there now, isn't it, Adam?
That's there now. I'm in. This is my production tenant.
I've seen this.
It's part of Fabric.
It live.
No. I know it's there for him.
But that's it.
Yeah. No, I've seen this. Yeah. I've seen this. Yeah.
That's multitask, and then I can just close them and go back. So I like that. It's it's nice. It's nice.
Yeah, and that was fabric.microsoft.com as the URL.
Oh,
so
I didn't notice that.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Weird.
I did. I was noticing.
Look at Jason noticing things. Look at this.
This is the first time for everything.
I'm telling you. It takes 12:30 in the morning. In
yeah.
He's hyper focused.
Couple of whiskeys. Yeah.
They've got really good coffee over here. So the thing I want to point out that I saw this afternoon, I guess it was this evening after we finished with the live stream moderation and all of those things. I was wondering when we did our session earlier today, because we had a session at European Collaboration Summit where it was standing room only.
It was way more than it was 150 people jammed in front of us.
Yeah,
at exhibit hall stage.
At an M365 collab style conference, like very interested in what was going on with Power BI, and obviously we couldn't put it in the session builder for what is Fabric because we hadn't made the announcement until 6 p.m. last night, but. Having been in the keynote, yesterday, I was able to tease it out a little bit and say, make sure you come out and hear what's new. But one of the things that people were asking about was like, how do we make suggestions and things like that? And I made the statement, I was like, I'm willing to bet you there's going to be an ideas.fabric.microsoft.com out there. And so I thought about it today, and I decided to go take a look. And when I did, I don't know, Adam, if you can throw this up and go to ideas.powerbi.com, right? If you go to that URL, it automatically redirects you over to ideas.fabric.microsoft.com. And not only when you go there, do you happen to see the Fabric stuff, and it's everything, but all of the stuff that was out there in the ideas.powerbi.com, the top one, dark mode. Just saying, it's there. It's pretty cool that's what you get when you go. They pulled it all in already at the start of this. So when you're going out there and you're starting to play with it, and Kyle Mueller, I know you're in the chat. I know you have ideas, man. You need to be out there logging these things. Ideas.fabric.microsoft.com. Pretty cool. Alex threw a link on the. Let me go back. Alex threw a link in the chat for Greg as well. So there is a short link, aka.ms/fabric ideas. So that's how you can get there. Or if you go to ideas, actually I don't know what the full URL. It's ideas.fabric.microsoft.com. And then the short link. It rolls off the tongue.
It does. You just wanted to pitch dark mode. That was all about you pitching another. Dark mode. Yeah, I know.
I'm okay with it.
So Kyle, thank you so much for the super chat. Extra coffee for John and Jason. Cheers for jumping on here so late. Amazing.
Cheers. Coffee's good. Doesn't look like coffee's great here.
Yeah, a lot of. I don't know. Nobody likes my multitasking phrase. In fairness, Amir said it, not me. So I'm just echoing what Amir said. So, and Leslie made a comment about wishing there were better demos than AdventureWorks, and I liked, as much as I do agree. And Patrick keeps saying this too. Is like we need to get some better demo data.
Maybe you could use Fabric Cam.
I can turn off our live stream if you want.
Oh my gosh!
We can accidentally have an internet cut here. If that works.
I like Shannon's comment. I'm still alive, and so is AdventureWorks. So, which also makes me wonder what happens when Shannon's not around anymore. Is that when AdventureWorks goes away? I don't know.
I never want to find that out.
No, I don't. Awesome. I don't know either. Well, by then Shannon's going to be a new co-pilot anyway, so she will persist as well. So.
It's Shan GPT. That's what it is.
There you go. Yes.
Yeah, I was asked if Cortana is now dead, and I thought Cortana's gotten a new job. She's a co-pilot.
No, it was Clippy. I thought got the.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
She was Clippy for Halloween.
Was she?
No, I'm kidding.
Great.
But she should.
I was gonna say. I was like, I want to see a picture of that. That would be cool.
Okay, this year.
Yeah. There you go. Alrighty, let's see here. Wait, what did Zoe show today? What did I miss? I missed something. So Zoe showed it today. I don't know what that was. So, cool. All right. So we do have some questions in the queue. Let's go. Let's go get some of those. Wait. Oh, Daryl. Is it time to rename Power BI to Fabric BI?
Nah.
No. So we have this comment a lot about internally. Like I know Alex and I have had this conversation. Patrick and I have it all the time because Patrick's like, all right, we're not gonna do a Fabric session. We're gonna do a Power BI session. I'm like, well, technically that's a Fabric session because Power BI is part of Fabric, so it's still there. So cool. This is kind of similar, Nate. Will the Power BI service just be merged into the Fabric service? Ooh. Jason, do you want to talk about that?
Well, Power BI is a service as a part of Fabric in all reality. So when you go to fabric.microsoft.com and you have, one of the things that we talked about today was the personas, right? So you have multiple personas that you're going to. If you go out to app.powerbi.com, it's still going to redirect you to the same right place. The bottom left-hand corner is where you're going to find that app persona, switcher. So when you come in here, there's Power BI. So Power BI doesn't go away. It is still I wouldn't even say it's a first-class citizen because that's suggesting that it has citizenship somewhere else. Power BI is still exactly what Power BI has always been, a top-level analytics tool, the best in the world, if I'm not mistaken, according to Gartner and Forrester, and there's probably another one out there that measures it also. But Power BI is still still Power BI.
Yes. So in actuality, they took the Power BI service. So when you think about capacities, admin, all of those things, that's what's there. That is what's Fabric today. So that became the Fabric platform, and then they added in the other workloads. And so we said, well, it was working really good with Power BI, so let's leverage that. And so
another way to look at it is like Power BI just got a great big upgrade.
Yep.
Right. Everything came to Power BI.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the Power BI UI with all these other things added. Mm-hmm. If you get that. So yeah.
So there's no more just Power BI. Power BI and Fabric are together. Like you can't just buy Power BI.
I
think you can.
so you still have the Power BI Pro license.
Yeah.
And for today, you still have Power BI capacities, and then there will be Fabric capacities as well. All Power BI capacities still allow all of the Fabric capabilities. So that's still there. So there hasn't been much disclosure yet on like licensing and pricing and things of that nature yet. So we're still waiting for info to drop on that.
The big question everybody wants
Shannon
to
talk
know
about licensing. So, and that doc does talk about like the Fabric capacities, the premium capacities, pro license, PPU, those types of things. So premium per user is still available. The thing with a pro license and premium per user, if you have those, you can only create Power BI artifacts, right? So you can't take advantage of all the other Fabric capabilities. So you do need actual capacity. No, you don't have to buy them both. So the Fabric capacity, so for, let me think about this.
I can take a shot at this.
All right, go for it.
You've been busy all day, and
I know.
I've just been watching you be busy all day. So the Power BI license stays exactly the same as it's been, right? We still have Power BI Pro, and we still have the premium per user license. And for those of you who are wondering, when are we going to talk about licensing? Arun talked about it in the Power BI chat today on the YouTube channel of a date of June 1st. So watch this space. There's a June 1st date where he's expecting to put some information out there. But when you think about how Power BI is today, with Power BI Premium, you buy a capacity, right? So you have that capacity-based model. What we're seeing happen here is everybody else is coming to the way that Power BI has been. So instead of having to buy, individual Spark, individual Data Factory, individual everything else, we're now leveraging the functionality of the capacity, right? So everything comes to the capacity type of a model for these premium services. So you're still going to have a Power BI Pro license in order to publish reports for consumption by another human being. Okay, if it's just yourself, you can do that in the free license, that's no problem. But the same way it is today, you're going to have a pro license in order to publish for consumption from a Power BI perspective. So that doesn't change. There is a SKU, and Adam just threw it up on the screen, which is pretty awesome here. There is a SKU level that you have to get to in order to get to that equivalent of what we have in the P1 SKU today, which allows for unlimited consumption of reports. In the SKUs, in the F SKUs, I think it is, below F64, you're still in the same type of a model that you have been in before with the A SKUs, where it's not unlimited consumption. You still had to bring a Power BI Pro license in order to do consumption, right? But the benefit of this is that we now get the other workloads as a part of the capacity. So we're not having to go off and buy individual. Instead, you can just consume what's there, which is just an amazing thing, because we hear from customers on a regular basis, wow, this is expensive. And I like to argue back, show me something that's less expensive as far as an analytics tool. And we did this in our workshop the other day. Yep. I like to ask people, like, how many of you think Power BI should be free? And when nobody raises their hands, I call them liars, because everybody wants everything for free all the time. That's just the reality, right? Everybody wants everything for free, but business intelligence has never been the super inexpensive thing in any capacity. you're always going to have to pay for it. But now we're giving you that capability in a different way where you can consume more inside of what you're paying for. So from a licensing perspective, I just see it as a value add and something that's really great. And every customer that I've talked to has said similar things. So.
Fabric is additive to Power BI if you want to pay for it.
So you can still just get a P SKU and just be able to do Power BI artifacts? And then are the F SKUs the one capacity to rule them all? Or?
So the P SKUs and the F SKUs give you all the same capabilities.
Oh, okay.
So I can run.
So it is an all-in-one package.
Yeah. So like the Synapse data warehousing inside of Fabric, like that will P SKU will enable that.
The Pro license will still do the same thing. You just won't be able to use any of the Fabric features.
Right.
That's
in
all.
terms of creating
the other Fabric features.
Yep. One of the cool things too about the F SKUs, I'm not going to say that. I'm going to say Fabric SKUs because saying F SKU is
F SKU.
So.
Oh, that's yeah.
Stina, I've got a video already lined up for it. It's coming. So the Fabric SKUs, what'll be cool about that is if you want to create those, like you don't any consumer can go in and take advantage of it. So if like you create a data warehouse, someone with just a free license can just go consume that, right? So they can take advantage of it. They can enter a workspace without a pro license. They can create content in the workspace without a pro license for the extra Fabric workloads. So like data warehousing, lakehouse, all of those things. If you want to create a Power BI report, that will require the pro or PPU license to create that.
Or a pro license. Yeah,
I said pro or PPU, didn't I?
Yeah.
I thought I did.
I didn't hear it.
PPU is inclusive of pros.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So, yep. Leslie, so many T-shirt opportunities. Yeah.
F SKU, that's a T-shirt yeah.
F SKU.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
It's gonna stay that now, right?
Yeah.
Like now you've made it.
I've said it. Sorry.
Yeah.
So, and I think so. Lucas had another question. I think we already covered that. It was just about the same thing about the capacities. I almost said F capacities. Fabric capacities versus Power BI premium capacities.
Okay. Interrupt. Sorry.
Yeah, go
Speaking
for
of the capacities, I imagine a lot of people are going to wonder what capacity do I need.
So
that
happened even on the premium side. That's been a long-standing question. That's nothing new.
No,
do we know the answer to that?
Now
I absolutely know the answer for everyone. I will give you the answer for how much capacity you need or what do you need. The answer there is it depends.
Oh. Drink.
Right. So I don't know. So part of it depends on what are you putting into the capacity? Like, what does the data look like? How many users? What's the concurrency look like? How fast is the CPU churn on it? Are things optimized, or did you just put something in there that crushes it? I don't know.
What bits of Fabric are you using? Yeah. Sorry.
So now if you're a tenant admin, you can monitor those things. But if you're not a tenant admin, but you're just a workspace admin, it's much harder, right? Mm-hmm. So are we going to see some improvement in workspace capacity, utilization? Maybe not capacity, but monitoring. Thank you.
Yeah. So right now it's still the capacity metrics app, and so you have to be a capacity admin to be able to look at that. So you still need to be friends with your capacity admin.
Yeah, to your point, it's going to depend upon what you stitch, what parts of what bits of fabric you're stitching together in order to quilt this amazing tapestry that you're going to put together. Yeah, you like that?
I like that.
Oh,
yeah,
wow!
Nice.
Weave together.
It took.
Yeah, but I wanted to quilt because Shan had talked about quilters earlier, so I was trying to bring it back for Shan. So.
Nice. Yeah. And the other piece of that, if you want to know what F capacity you're looking for, you had it up there on the screen before, but F64 equals P1 equals A4 if you're used to the premium capacities, right? Yeah, there you have it. Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
And what's that, Adam? What's that F2?
F2, I know that's the smallest SKU that you have now is this.
But we didn't have small SKUs before.
What we had before was the smallest we had before was this.
Yes, I know.
Right? That was the smallest. So now there's 2 other offerings there that could potentially be helpful for you.
So presumably they're even more approachable. I'm not saying cheaper, but that's what I mean.
Yeah, and I don't know what the pricing is on it. So
no. But given the size, it should let you get into this stuff to kick the tires a little bit without having to pay through the nose.
And then so Alex said something and it scrolled past, but I think he said just start with the largest one and go down from there.
Can I get his credit card?
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's college fund appreciates you if you do that.
Yes.
And he's not in sales anymore either. So.
No, that's amazing. So they still like him over there. So.
I'll bet with that attitude. Yeah.
Yeah. Stina, the capacity metrics app, if you're running a capacity, you should absolutely have that. Otherwise you're flying blind. You don't know what's going on. So definitely check that out. The capacity metrics app is being updated. If it didn't already go out, I think it did. To include all the new workloads. I don't know that all of them are in there yet, so it's going to be updated. So I haven't looked at that link, Alex. He said that there's an official sizing guide if I wanted to share that on the screen.
Oh no.
Let me look at it first before I share it on my screen. Let's see. Hang on, hold please.
So, and Adam, there was an admin monitoring for tenant admins blog post that got published on the 22nd. Here.
Oh.
Is that
wait? So I know what Alex.
Is that the workspace? Is that the
hang on.
workspace?
We'll talk about the admin monitoring, but this was what Alex shared. This was hilarious. I saw this was shared earlier today.
Oh, this is awesome! Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Single strand polyester.
Personally, I think that Power BI is cotton.
Cotton?
Yeah,
You think
because
so?
it's the fabric of our lives.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Well, that's why
old enough to remember the commercial from the
Yes.
Super Bowl years and years ago, 1984, I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why the P1 is cotton, right? Because that's the start of the Power BI
Fabric of our
premium
lives.
SKUs. So, yeah. No, that was a great. That was awesome. Thank you, Alex.
I love the comments. I'm sorry. If you see me just giggling, it's because I'm looking at the comments.
Wait, Shannon. Shame on you. Shame on you. I think Shannon needs to go into a timeout. So.
Does she? Was that too far for this crowd?
Googling?
I don't think so.
No,
we Bing here.
Oh.
No, come on. We have crossed.
We usually
that.
do Google it with Bing.
We Google Bing.
Yeah, we Google Bing.
I Bing.
So.
I just Bing. So.
Okay, and I did want to also mention,
Yeah.
looking at the different SKUs, I am disappointed to not see an F-150. Come on, that was.
That would have been great.
Yeah.
That would have been great.
Yeah.
Oh.
Missed opportunity.
Well, so it did.
Totally.
There was an F-16 though, so
That's
I
good.
don't know
That's
enough
not
about those,
bad.
actually. I only know
bad.
that
Little
F-150.
loaded data.
F-16 is the fighter jet, the F-16
Oh.
Falcon.
it's a Tomcat.
Right? Okay, so
That's
that's
not a
fair.
Tomcat.
No,
that's
that's an
Tomcat's
F-14.
F-14. You need to watch Top Gun
All
again.
right. I obviously do. I think that's what we're going to do right after this.
And then an F4 is the Phantom. So
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
15 to strike eagle. Yeah.
F-35 is the latest. Yes.
I've been too busy learning fabric. Sorry.
Yes.
Yes. All right. So yes, and then you have the admin monitoring workspace as well, but that's right now that's more for usage. It does have the Purview Hub stuff in it as well. So yeah. All right. Let's see. There's another one in here. James has, how are user-defined automatic aggregations going to factor into the new architecture? Ooh, that's a good question.
Yeah, that's the eggs feature, right? And
Yeah.
the eggs yeah, I mean, it's not going to change much. I mean, the eggs feature. Let me get this right. That's it shouldn't make much of a difference. I mean, if you're using the eggs feature, you're using a combination of import mode with direct query, and if you're doing that, I don't think it's
This
going
makes
to
really
change
good
anything.
live
Yeah.
streaming, by the way,
Sorry,
John.
yeah. I don't think it's going to make any,
See,
it's
our
any
podcast,
difference.
we can cut wherever we want. We're live on the internet.
So,
I know I've got a case where I've basically compared that to a straight up direct query in Fabric right now. And I wasn't able to do it with direct query previously. I needed to use the automatic ags feature to get away with what I was doing. Seeing long-term analytics for a large amount of data and seeing short-term analytics for a small amount of data using direct query. That's really what we're talking about here. I was able to do it across the board with the Fabric stuff in a performant way, just under testing, but I'll throw that out there. But I don't think it's going to change much. It'll still continue to work. And what I would say there is just based on that test of one, that it may not be necessary anymore.
anyone else?
Hey, I took a shot.
No, it was good. I will say the real answer is it depends.
Yeah. The real answer.
So the reason I say it depends is if you were doing the classic like import direct query, yes, it absolutely works. However, in order to create an ag table, you have the root of that ag table today has to be direct query table. Yeah. And so if you're going the direct lake scenario, like in the direct lake scenario, I don't know that you would even need it in that scenario.
It wouldn't apply, right? It wouldn't even, yeah.
Now, what would be interesting though is if you have a direct lake model and you use that with composite models, and then like you start getting into some interesting scenarios. So the thing to think about is all of the stuff that you knew before the Fabric announcement, all that stuff still works, right? There's still valid scenarios for that. So where this would change on the Power BI side is if you start leveraging direct query, then you're going to go through some other different architecture path at that point. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the it depends answer.
It does depend. He's right.
Stephanie doesn't look like she agrees with me though. So.
No, I just don't know enough about it. I'm just trying to understand the direct lake part.
Yeah.
I think direct,
when I'll use what, how I'll know when to use what.
I think
am
everybody
I gonna break
wants
it?
to
Is
know
it very
that.
delicate? Like,
delicate.
Am I gonna? Yeah.
Well,
am I gonna
in all reality,
make it cry?
we've been in public preview now for a day.
Yeah, I think direct link introduces a new option. Direct link introduces a new option, and it may be more suitable in some of these scenarios, and it might not be. But you can always do what you did before. But now you've got this direct link option, and that may be better for what your scenario is. First day.
Won't it always be? Don't I always want to use direct link now if I can?
I would say if you're like pulling in, like if you've got like 2 Excel files that you're working with, I don't know that you need direct link for that. Maybe.
Okay. When do I want to use it?
So the direct lake option is really good. So if you're leveraging the lakehouse capability or one lake and you've pulled in, you've got all those Parquet Delta files and you want one copy of that data, what direct lake is now doing is basically saying, look, we're just going to leverage those Parquet files. So instead of having to import data or to refresh data or anything like that, we're just going to go right off of the lake. And so it leverages those files to work with the data. So then the question is when are you going to leverage like a lake house or those Parquet files? Mm-hmm. And so not saying you couldn't do that if you had 2 Excel files, you can absolutely do it. But if you're in a scenario also where you're like, look, for this particular scenario, I don't, maybe I don't want to use a capacity. I just want to use leverage my pro license for that. Then obviously you're not going to use direct lake because that's going to require the capacity plus the other Fabric workloads.
Or if I've got a real-time scenario, right? I've got a real-time data scenario. I'm not going to want to go through the direct lake. I'm going to want to go direct to something. I want to have something faster, like using the event stream with Gustav.
Well, so you could do that still. That leverages. So that could still be pumping into the lake. So for the historical pieces, you could still go that route. But yeah, for the actual streaming piece,
You can, but believe me, it depends on your scenario.
yeah, it depends.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay, it's time. But I do really feel like, you know, being someone overwhelmed by all these announcements, the thing that really is a big question is how do I know when to use what? There are
And
so many more choices now.
I liked Shannon. Shannon had a
point.
great, and I think it scrolled past too fast. Oh no, there it is. So she said that's the $1 million question.
Mm-hmm.
Or for Jason and John, because they're in Germany, that's the €1 million question.
Ooh.
Or whatever the conversion rate is for $1 million.
900,000.
Yep. I was right there with you. Oh my gosh. Also, so Ben, I saw you in the chat. Good to see you. He said direct query put a lot of hair on my chest. So
I'm not sure if that's a good thing
I was
or a bad
gonna
thing.
say that
depending
same
on- and, like, no judgment here, but you know, if that's good, rock on. If it's bad, you know, sorry about that. But Adam, I want to go to something different for 2 seconds.
Yeah, go for it.
We haven't mentioned it yet, but it's sort of tangential to all of this as we're talking about it. One of the things that I'm wildly excited about is the ability, as I was taking a look at it, is this whole shortcuts thing as well. Like I didn't take it as my thing I was most excited about, but I am very interested to see how people are going to leverage that. And you know, I think that's going to bring a lot of interesting scenarios for a lot of customers to the fold here. I think it's going to be really cool. So.
yeah, Leslie agrees with you. She said that the shortcut piece was amazing. And I know, like, even when I first saw it and trying to wrap your head around like what that really means and like how you can leverage that from the One Lake perspective it's actually pretty incredible. Some of the demos that Justina showed was, look, I'm doing a shortcut to like Amazon S3 and I'm not moving the data. And so when you see that represented in the lake, that's still coming from Amazon, right? It's not, we didn't copy the data. We're just referencing the data. So it's a reference to some location. That could be another Azure Data Lake storage account. It could be maybe another part inside of One Lake. And so when you think about leveraging data across workspaces, so maybe you have a business unit, maybe you've got like this master data that's sitting in one workspace, and I've got a business workspace for something else, but I want to use that data and I don't want to copy it. I'll just make a shortcut to it. So to simplify it, think about like if I have a calendar table, right? And that calendar data is in the lake, I'm just going to make shortcuts for the calendar data instead of having to copy that calendar data all over the place. I know that's a simple example, but that's how you can, you can do that.
And with One
like
Lake,
it a
you can
lot.
synchronize that with Windows Explorer, right? You've got that same synchronization capability.
The
that
One
you do
Lake
with
Explorer,
OneDrive.
not Windows
Well,
Explorer.
that's what I mean.
Windows Explorer is a different thing.
Well, but it's in Windows Explorer. It
in
manifests
Windows,
in Windows Explorer, right? Yeah, it shows up there, but it's a One Lake synchronization client that runs locally on a Windows client.
Yep.
Which will synchronize that data. That's pretty cool. So you can just drop things in, and they're going to show up in your lake.
That's it.
Like you see it in the File Explorer. Is that the thing I'm thinking?
Yeah.
The little...
Yeah.
So think of it
Yeah,
like
just
OneDrive.
like OneDrive does.
So like you have OneDrive,
Yeah.
but then now you'll see you can install something that it'll be One Lake, and so it's connected to your One Lake data, and you can just treat it like OneDrive at that point.
That is very cool. I will say I'm a little cynical, and when I first heard this is the OneDrive for data, I was like, come on. But then I saw it, and I was like, okay, fine.
All right,
it
maybe.
really is the OneDrive for data. So it's pretty cool.
Yep.
Well, Gabby had a great point today, and I'll steal her. Gabby Munster was here presenting with us, and she made the point of you can compare it to these different workloads in Fabric, being akin to Word and Excel and PowerPoint in Office, right? They're these different tools that you use to achieve a job. Power BI being one of them, and then OneDrive and SharePoint in reality, but OneDrive is this common storage layer for all of these things. But it's even better than that, because now it's as if Word, Excel, PowerPoint all read and wrote the same file format, because that's what we're talking about with Delta Parquet, right?
Yes. Yep.
It's hers, by the way. It's not mine. I'm just.
So I will call out So Kyle put a comment and Alex quickly jumped on it. So Direct Lake has a space in it. Direct Query does not. So I know it's confusing.
Oh,
I know.
I know. I'm just gonna
How are
say.
we going to keep track of this?
Nobody does. It's
Well,
on
but he
so
was
many
responding
slides.
to a question, though.
I know.
but Power Pivot and Power Space Pivot were both.
That was an
And then
evolution.
Back and forth.
That was an
Yeah,
evolution.
is that what it was?
But
Yeah.
SharePoint's always had a capital P.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for PowerPoint to get with the program. So
Which one is? I don't even know. I always have to
PowerPoint
look
doesn't
it up.
have a space. PowerPoint doesn't have
No
a space.
space.
No space.
I-
We're waiting for it. It hasn't come yet.
Don't hold your breath.
So there was something. Where was it? Where'd it go? There was something I wanted to call out here because I saw it in the chat real quick. Oh, where'd it go? It was from Win. There it is. All right, Win. You didn't believe me? Oh my gosh. All right.
Call that out.
Hey, trust but verify, right? Although
Hey,
in that
Adam,
case,
you know what I
don't
want to
that you trust
talk about?
What do you want
I
to
do
talk
have
about,
some-
Steph? All right.
Copilot.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
What would you like to talk about with Copilot?
Okay, here's what I want to talk about. All right, if I want to say to Copilot, hey, make me a Power BI report off of my data and do this and this and that. I mean, if my data model is trash, is it going to be able to do that? I mean, I'm thinking about Q&A before we had to do all the synonyms and all that stuff. So if I don't have my data model exactly as, Marco and Alberto would like, then is it going to work okay?
Wait a second. Wait. So Alex, you said something. I actually have a demo of it on my other screen. What? I don't know what he's referring to. So I just saw that. I'm like,
Maybe I like what Scott said. Yes, please have it just tell me my data model is crap. Thank you,
yes,
Scott.
just tell me I've got an ugly baby.
Exactly.
We'll call it good.
But, I mean,
so I will call back to a
impartial.
comment that Arun said in his session during the YouTube event. He made the phrase "garbage in, garbage out." So
okay.
I would.
So yes,
I will say
we do have to do a good data model.
Well, I would also say that I personally I haven't got my hands on the Copilot stuff. I know some people have, but I haven't been able to test it enough to see what it can do. One of the things that Zoe will show though is actually pretty cool with what it can do in terms of like language support and things of that nature, which is interesting. Like actual like nationality languages, so not English. Which is interesting. But in terms of the data model, I would expect, like, if you just have one single flat table and you're asking it to do something like a specific calculation of some kind, can it figure that out? Maybe. I don't know. So I don't know what's going to be involved in terms of tuning that, in terms of all of those items. I'm hoping it's not, and I'm going to say this as someone like, I honestly don't know. So this is not like I'm saying like, oh, I'm hinting at something that I'm not. I don't know. I haven't looked at it. So I don't know. I'm hoping it's not something where we got to go through all of those, like the synonyms and the linguistic schema and all this stuff for it to figure it out. From what I've seen from the GPT models, it's pretty smart. So it'll be interesting to see how far that actually goes if you don't have this pristine model. So maybe it depends. I don't know.
Good answer. Well, I mean, I feel like this is a good thing. It'll help us all be better data modelers, maybe, if we want to make it work.
Q&A didn't do that. So.
But we had to do synonyms. Maybe we don't have to do that. Maybe we just have
but
to
even
have...
with synonyms, did that really help Q&A if you had a bad model? I don't know. So, yeah.
Okay, fair.
I like, that's what I'm really interested in, is how far can GPT go with a bad model? Like how smart will it actually be? And or if you give it a few prompts, will it then figure it out? Like then you don't actually need to know after that point. It makes that connection automatically. So that'll be interesting.
Yeah, no, I think it's really, I think it'll be really cool.
Yeah. I
think a lot's going to depend upon the question you ask of it as well.
Yeah.
If you're asking a question across the entirety of your data estate, and the data in 2/3 of your data stays pristine and beautiful, but the other, third of it is, as we said, not great. It's kind of garbage. Like, is it going to just not look in there, or what's going to happen with it? So I think, when you're just looking at a single data model, there's one thing, but when you're looking across the entirety of a data estate, I think it's going to be very interesting. And I have to imagine with Fabric, that's part of what we're going to be looking at, because it's not just going to be looking at Power BI, hopefully, right? It's going to be looking at the entirety.
I just saw the chat message.
Yeah, he saw that.
Marco GPT, yeah.
Yeah, it's that's one of those things. I think everyone's got their eyes on it, and everyone wants to play with it and see like what it can do and how can it do like what's actually in the demos that are being shown. And I think some of that's going to be a journey, and there's going to be evolution to it. I'm excited about it. I still think you need a good model.
As flip as that comment was, I mean, if it could come back and tell me that my model is inefficient, or I could do this better a different way, or I have recommendations, man, that would be useful.
I know.
It would be useful to everyone.
Yep.
So one of my customers, one of the fun things that happened, he watched some of the keynotes and immediately turned around and said, "Just back up the money truck. Just take it all. I want all the co-pilots." It's like, okay.
Shut up and give me money. Take my money.
Pretty much exactly what it was. It's just take my money, just back up the money truck. Let's go. I want all the co-pilots. Like, okay.
Yep. No, that's it's going to be amazing. So, all right. Let's see here. We're bumping up again. We got 4 minutes left.
Whoa.
Yeah, I know. It's gone by. It always goes by fast.
It really does. I thought, what are we going to possibly have to talk about tonight?
No, it always flies
Turns out
by.
there was some stuff.
It always flies
There's
by.
nothing to talk about this week. It's okay.
So Scott said, is there a time frame for seeing the Git integration in desktop? I've seen it phrased that way in many spaces. I think mainly because I heard Rui say that in the session. So I want to be clear with something. There's not Git integration inside of Power BI desktop. That's not a thing, at least yet. If you do want something like that, go to aka.ms/fabric ideas and go vote it up or add it and vote it up. And is that your vote for it or yeah?
No, I have a question.
Yeah.
Okay, but they did show something cool today about this PBIP thing.
Yes. So
right?
and that's what I was going to say. So this enables, so there's going to be what's called the dev mode, which will output, and so instead of the PBIX, which is like a single binary file, which we can't do source control on, what it will do is it'll output the files, so basically JSON files and like text artifacts into folders within the project. There'll be a project file, and then there will be a project folder, so everything's inside of that folder, and then that will be Git friendly. Is a better way to put it. So the Git integration actually, it enables the capability for you to leverage Git repos, but the Git integration will not be in Power BI desktop directly.
Specifically.
Okay.
Yeah, and the way that so next week on the Bifocal show, we actually have an interview with Rui where he talks about this. We went on for quite a long time, but the ability to save locally as a PBIP, the Power BI project, putting it into the right file format that then if you're using local Git functionality on your local machine to be able to sync into a repo, that's not Git integration, that's Git enabling, right? That's why I use the terminology very specifically. Yep. But that does make it so you can start to leverage the Git functionality, but it's not integration. That's not true integration, which is the story that we
not
really
full integration.
Yep. Now, the flip side of that, though, is, so if you go inside of a workspace, you will see Git integration there. So from a workspace perspective, there is Git integration in the service, but from desktop, there is not. So, so that's cool. It's going to be, I will say it's a massive step forward from what was there before. So that part is very true. And I did see, Leslie, I saw your comment about Well, I did see it, and then it went away. Where'd it go? Yeah, like what about being able to edit in desktop after something's been edited through the XMLA endpoint? I want to say, I've got to go look. I don't remember, maybe Alex knows. I want to say that the XMLA endpoint blocks some of that or something. No, so one of the things I know like that I've seen Rui do is he will use like tabular editor against the files. So like you can do that and then desktop will pick it up. In terms of the XMLA endpoint itself, I've got to go look if that's part of the flow. I don't want to misspeak on that, so I don't know.
I want to say it's futures.
Yeah, it might be.
Right. I think that we have to truly get to Tyndall before we get to that.
So cool. Let's see. Let me grab another one real quick. So Kyle, we answered your question about PBIP versus PBIX. Hopefully that answered it for you.
One quick question in there. I didn't watch I didn't see everything, but does this mean you can have more than one SYN report in a PBIP or no?
Technically you can. However, Power BI Desktop doesn't understand that. So so within a PBIP, you can technically have multiple. So there's like I want to say it's a PBIR file for the reports. But like when you open it up in Power BI Desktop, you're just going to see one of them. You're not going to see all of them. And so don't think of the PBIR as like for each page. So like there could be multiple pages within the PBIR, and so Desktop only recognizes one of those. So yeah, so it depends.
Okay.
So
depends. I already took my drink for it. Depends. So go ahead, guys.
Leslie asked for page level security. That doesn't ideas.fabric.microsoft.com. And Kyle says I'm pronouncing Peber wrong. Okay.
Peber.
PBI. Okay. PBIR. Peber. Yes. All right. All right. I want to get one more and then we'll wrap it up. Let's see. This is a good one. I saw this a couple times and I'll throw this around. Let others. Is Power BI leaving Power Platform to join Fabric? Apparently John's excited about something.
It was one of my predictions from last year.
It was. But you're going to be wrong. So
I might be wrong, but
it's another $1 for me. Just saying.
It's funny to me that it's. I mean, this is. How do the two square? But, yeah. But, I echo the question.
We'll go around. Steph, what do you think?
I didn't hear the question because I was answering Scott's important one. He thought I had a mojito.
Which you didn't in the chat. You didn't because you did colon parentheses, which cancels out all of the actual text that you wrote.
I found that out.
Yeah. That's a common thing. Alex and I were lamenting about that earlier. It gets us every time.
Yeah. So I missed the question.
Yeah. So the question is Power BI leaving Power Platform to join Fabric?
Always want to know that. It seems like the child nobody wants or something. It gets shunted around. So where does it live? What's the right answer?
Jason?
So Power BI didn't leave anywhere to go to Fabric. Everybody came to Power BI. So first of all, Fabric. No. Everybody came to Power BI. So that's number one. Number two, why in the world would we leave a marketing opportunity? It's still, we're trying. One of the 4 pillars was enable every business user. What does that? The Power Platform does that. So why would we suggest leaving that, especially when we're working on getting closer to Office as well? We want Power BI everywhere. We're not leaving anywhere. We want to be at every party. We're not exclusive. We want to be at every party. So, wherever there's a party, Power BI is going to be there.
So you're checking all the category check boxes when you submit your talk. Is that really what you say?
Exactly. That's how we end up places, John.
So I will say in the what did Chatmaster C said? Polyamorous?
Polyamorous.
Wow.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Okay.
Chatmaster C wins
oh
the
my
internet.
gosh.
I think Chatmaster
Oh my
C
gosh.
just won.
Oh my gosh. All right. And with that, thanks everyone. We'll let no. Oh my gosh. And that broke the chat. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Congrats, Chatmaster C.
Everything to everyone.
And this is why I love my wife. So the comment I made in the event, I know this is the comment I made in the event earlier today was, I'm like, the cloud's big enough for both. I'm like, that's not. So yes, Power BI is part of Power Platform, and yes, Power BI is part of Fabric. I would say it's more, well, that's probably not the right way to phrase it. I was gonna say it's more intimate with Fabric, because it's part of, and also with Chatmaster C's comment, that makes that really weird.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. All right. Just gonna end it on that.
Time to end here?
I think it's time to end.
Yeah, when
There's
you're in a
no way
hole,
that's
stop
getting
digging.
better.
That's only gonna go.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks everyone for hanging out with us. It was a great discussion. We will have a live stream on Saturday morning at 9:30 Central Time. And Patrick will also not be available. So Patrick's daughter was she graduated high school yesterday, and they're having their graduation party on Saturday. So he's got a bunch of family, and I will tell you right now, his house is not favorable to a lot of people in the house with noise levels and everything. So he's just not going to be on the stream. He does say hi to everyone. My oldest is graduating tomorrow. So we are. So Patrick and I both had high school graduates. That's also partly why we're not physically at Build, because we couldn't go. But our graduation party is the first Saturday in June, so no live stream that Saturday. But this coming Saturday, Matthew will be joining. So we'll continue the Fabric conversation, and maybe this Power Platform versus Fabric conversation will spill over onto Saturday as well. So.
Let's keep it clean, though.
Absolutely. That's what I always do. It's my wife, though, that injects things into the chat. So, all right.
Better.
All right, everyone. So, Steph, Jason, John, thank you so much for joining us. Everyone in the chat, thanks for just taking some more time out of your day to talk Fabric and ask some great questions. And we'll continue learning together. Lots of videos coming from Guy in a Cube, lots of live streams, lots of stuff coming from the BI Focal podcast. I'm assuming Steph and Shannon on the Data Witches website. Definitely go check that out. Link in the description below. I'm sure there'll be lots of Fabric stuff there as well as they explore and figure out cool things, and maybe even updating that awesome blog post you both did on the DevOps piece. And
Clearly time.
so, yeah, there you go. All right.
And also the Learn content. Don't forget about Shannon's Learn content.
And Shannon's
It's pretty
Learn
awesome.
content is amazing. So we gotta get Shannon on the stream as well. So
Indeed.
yes. All right, everyone. Have a great rest of your week. Be sure to check out the event tomorrow. It'll be on the Power BI YouTube channel, the Azure Synapse channel, and Guy in a Cube again. So just go to the Guy in a Cube channel. It's fine. And we'll all be in the chat answering questions and just learning more stuff. So the fire hose will continue. So, all right, everyone. Have a great rest of your week. We'll see you.
Thank you. You too.
Bye.
We'll see you.
So there we were beneath the burning sky. Both had a reason to live, but so much more to die. Will fate decide who has to go? Oh, oh. We both know pain, but we deal it too. Who's dealt more? Well, I leave that